Make sure you've got a block available. Make sure you've got your mat rolled out. Make sure you've got your space ready. And we'll get straight into it. So we're going to sink straight down into a reclining position here. So sliding forward, taking a deep breath in, lifting the chest. And lowering down as you exhale. Find length in the back of the neck. Find your space. Settle into your space here. Let the knees fall inwards for this one. Let the feet split out a little bit wider than the hips here. Imagine your lower back lengthening. Imagine your upper back lengthening away from your tailbone up through the back of the neck. Imagine your whole spine, that curvature of the spine, sort of just melting down and flattening along the mat. Feel the weight in your tailbone. Feel the weight in your heels. Feel the weight in the back of the skull. Feel the weight in your shoulder blades, your shoulders. And then just start to check into your body here. Start to notice if there's any tension residing anywhere. I'm definitely feeling a bit of tension in my lower right hand side. And so I'm just sort of actively breathing into that area. I'm using the exhale to sort of just visualize those tensed up muscles just sort of releasing and lengthening, softening. Maybe setting your intention for the practice, whatever that might be. Maybe your intention is just to focus on breath. Maybe your intention is to focus on the postures. Maybe your intention is to be as present as possible. Maybe your intention is just to allow yourself to have this moment, to gift yourself this next 30 minutes. Wherever you are and whatever space you're practicing from, let yourself completely settle into that moment. Then we're going to start to deepen the breath a little bit as you inhale. And we're going to lengthen the exhale. So whatever duration it takes to breathe in, let's try and lengthen that, or let's try and double that with the exhale. So if it takes a count of 3 to breathe in, we might be trying to exhale for 6. And we're going to do 10 breaths just like that. But we're breathing, although we're doing a relaxing breath, we're doing a sedative breath, we're also breathing into the chest here, into the upper body, which is countering that. It's also signaling our nervous system here to create energy and feel awake and alert. So the ribs expand, in for 3, or whatever duration you're counting, and then exhaling for 6, or double the duration of your in-breath. Let's do 5 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhaling, long exhale here. Even start to create a gentle ujjayi breath. If you're really feeling settled into your breath and you want to add to that, you can start to create a sort of a whispering sound as you exhale, which will even warm the diaphragm a little bit. Inhale. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. We'll do one more. Let go of everything outside of your body. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to take one more breath in. You might continue with the same breath as you exhale, just lowering the knees over to the right hand side, coming into a gentle twist. Not putting any effort in. A little bit of engagement through the front body as we sort of just assist the knees back up into the midline, and then exhaling, coming over to the left hand side here. Inhale, coming back up. And exhale. Inhale. We're going to really slow the flow down a little bit today and just try and check in to that breath as much as possible. It's nice to just come back to the breath every now and then, not worry too much about the postures, or at least the symmetry of the postures, or perfecting things. We'll come back up, inhale. Let's do one more on each side. There's the option to spread your arms out if you'd like, or you can have hands on lower ribs or hands on the hips if you like. And settling back down, or slipping back down. Lowering back down to the left-hand side. Coming back up now. We're going to ground down through the lower back, bring the knees in towards the body. Hold your breath here. We're just going to stack the knees for 5 breaths. Now, if this is too much on the lower back, you can bring the hands to the knees and just sort of assist. You can bring the knees in a little bit further towards the ribs. If you're feeling confident here, you can have the knees stacked. Try to keep the hips level, the heels level with the knees. It doesn't matter too much, but it's nice for adding a little bit more resistance there as well. So we're going to squeeze the knees in together here, staying long through the spine. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, lower down. Let's inhale, feel the chest inflate. There's a little arch in the lower back, and we know this movement well. We'll exhale and ground down. Lift the knees, and once again, stacking the knees above the hips. This time we're going to lower the hands down by the sides of the body. And we're not getting too crazy into any abdominal warming or abdominal work too much. We're just firing up a little bit. What we really want to do here is, with as minimal movement as possible, just imagine you're lifting your tailbone away from the mat here. And this can be done with the soles of the feet on the ground as well, or with your hands on the knees. Whatever variation is suiting you best. We're just trying to lift the tailbone away from the mat, just a touch, which means we're going to have to squeeze the abdominals a little bit. Trying not to get too exposed in the throat, so staying long in the neck here. You can put a little bit of pressure down through the palms, but once again, not getting too crazy with it. Let's just take one deep breath here, filling the upper body, and then exhale, lowering down. Now let's inhale, let that pelvic tilt ripple up through the spine. Very nice, and exhaling, grounding down. Lifting the knees back in towards, or stacking the knees back above the hips here. We're just going to rock over to the right hip, and we're going to start to take a sort of a half twist here. Finding that 45-degree angle with the knees. Try to squeeze the knees together a little bit here. Take a deep breath in, and a long exhale. Notice, have you lost your breath? Can you keep that length in the exhale going? Can you keep that broadness in the chest as you inhale? If you have lost the breath, then that might be an indicator that you're pushing too hard or you're distracted. Are you here in your body? Are you present right now? Let's come back up. And let's come over. Now often the lower back can sort of fall away from the mat here. It can get a little bit crunchy, but really try to ground down or try to wrap in through the sides here. There's still that lifting through the tailbone we were practicing earlier. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Once again, your hands could be on your knees or it could be on the back of the thighs. You could even just have your feet on the mat. That would be fine as well. It could just look like this. We're just taking one more deep breath in and a long exhale. We're going to use the inhale to come back up. Separate the knees out nice and wide now. Stay with it. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Maybe let the knees fall out to the side. Maybe even point the toes away from the body a little bit and you'll feel that nice opening out through the adductors there, the groin. But still keep that lifting in the tailbone. So we're sort of staying with this theme of sort of tucking, engaging. Take a deep breath in here. Once again, the hands can be on the back of the thighs and that's totally fine. Or the feet could be on the ground as well. That's cool as well. We'll take a deep breath in. As we inhale, we're going to reach for the knees. And we're going to bring the knees in towards your ribs here and just give yourself a big squeeze. Then we're going to inhale, lift the chest, let your body arch, not forcing anything. And then exhale, squeeze the knees down into the ribs. We're going to do 2 or 3 more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. Let's hold. Take 3 breaths in your half happy baby here. Now you might be separating the knees out really nice and wide. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Let's find that nice long exhale we're practicing earlier. Maybe you can feel the tailbone lift a tiny bit. Maybe not. It doesn't matter too much. And then we're going to bring the knees back up into a neutral position. Lower the soles of the feet down now. Heel toe the feet out really nice and wide. Maybe till you feel the edges of your mat there. And rock over into the right hand side or rock over into the right hand hip really. Come back up, inhale. And we'll exhale. Ground down. Now I find it's quite nice to sort of press off this right heel a little bit. Gives that beautiful opening out over the hip flexors. The choice is yours though. See what works for you. We don't want to create tension in the back here. Let's come back up. Inhale. And exhale. Once again, one hip might need a little bit more of an opening than another. This one doesn't actually need so much for me to press into that left heel. This sort of just restorative falling into the posture is working really nicely on this side. Coming back up. Coming back over to the left-hand side. This will be the last one. But I really feel like I need to open out over this right side body here. Had a bit of a pinch in my back a couple of days ago and there's still some interesting stuff going on over through the lower right-hand half of my body. So this is really nice. There's still a slight tucking of the tailbone to help open the front of my body here, or the front of my hips. Take a deep breath in. I might take a long exhale. Coming back up. Perfect. Let's walk the feet back in towards the midline. Let's make our way up onto hands and knees now. So squeeze down into the lower back, lifting up onto however you want, hands and knees. So however you get through, that's totally cool. And we will meet up here. And here we are. We're going to start off just by grounding down through the knuckles a little bit here. So it's not so much a lot of movement that we're doing. It's more just engagement and strengthening through the forearms. And I really like to bring us back into this movement every so often just to make sure we're engaging and protecting our wrists and strengthening the upper body. So soften the elbows. Bring the shoulders up over the wrists, but not too far. Spread out through the fingertips and press down through the index knuckle and the knuckle of the next finger over, your middle finger. Then press down through the next knuckle coming out towards your pinky and then your pinky finger. So now you're dispersing the weight fully out over your knuckles. Now what I want you to do is bend the thumb just a little bit. So bend that first knuckle of the thumb and sort of so the tip of your thumb is pointing in the same direction as your index finger. So this way we're sort of protecting the thumb joint as well, and then start to press down into the pad just behind your thumb. Now you should be starting to feel some nice warmth in the forearms here. You might even wrap the shoulders or wrap the elbows in a little bit, pointing them towards the knees. You might even slide the shoulder blades back down the spine a little bit. Take 3 breaths here. Find your breath, whether you're using an Ujjayi breath or not. Control and lengthen that exhale. Stay focused. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Take a deep breath in and exhaling. Now what we're going to do is slide the hands back, lift up onto the knees here, and we're going to take a twist here. What we're going to do is press through the left hand. We're going to reach out through the right hand and twist in. So this will be an exhale. Then we're going to inhale, bring hands back to heart center, and exhale, pressing away from the mat here. Away from the mat, pressing away from your midline, I suppose. Don't worry too much about where you're looking. You can look out over the left hand if you like. But it's more about the spine that's twisting, not so much the back of the neck. We're inhale, coming back. Then exhale, pressing away. Now, tailbone's tucked under, and I'm creating this really nice pillar all the way up. This nice axis to turn on. Spread yourself out. If you feel you can flex back on the fingertips, then maybe do so. Then inhale, coming back. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale, come back to a neutral position. Now I'm just going to spin around so you can see. I'm going to reach up. Keep the elbows soft so we're not crunching in towards the ears here. And I'm going to press off the left knee and just reach up over to the right hand side here. Now this isn't available for everybody, so you might have hands on hips. You might still have hands at heart center, and that's cool as well. So whatever's working for you. If you feel pressure in the lower back, bring the hands back down. Otherwise, we're pressing into that left knee and we're reaching up. Now we're exhaling. We inhale, coming back up. And we're exhaling. Same again, not falling into the posture. Keep a nice open sort of posture here. Keep a nice bend in this right arm. And I'm more than anything reaching up over this right elbow. Coming back up on the inhale. And exhaling. Just one more on each side. Inhaling. And exhaling. Let's come back up now. Let the hands fall away, or they're coming down. I'm going to spin it around. Well, I'm going to spin around. You probably don't need to. Bring the hands to the lower back, supporting, not the lower back, to the hip crest there. We might tuck the toes under and just lift the chest. Give yourself a long exhale. As you exhale, point the tailbone towards the knees. So there's this downward momentum here. The pubic bone's lifting towards the chest, and then the chest is lifting towards the ceiling. We're not exposing the throat too much. We're keeping the shoulders neutral as well. Take a deep breath in. And a long exhale, sliding the hands forward. Sinking back down into your balasana. But we're in sort of an active balasana here. So we've got our hands out in front. Still a bit of pressure down through the palms. Hands are a little bit wider than the shoulders. And I'm just pressing my fingers into the mat. And I'm almost pressing myself away from the front of the mat. Taking deep breaths into the back of the body here. Long exhale. 2 or 3 more. Inhale. Remember, maybe come back to your breath count even. Two more breaths. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come up onto hands and knees straight away. Extend the right leg. Use the inhale. Probably come up onto the fingertips of the right hand. Exhale. Step through here. Now, straight away, we're just going to come into a twist. So we're going to bring right hand to right shoulder. Inhale. Extend away here and just find a little bit of length out over the IT band. But because we're in a twist, we're not going too far. We're not properly up in a twist yet, but because we're not fully lined up, we're not getting too crazy. And then we're coming back. And really what we want to do here is just check into this right knee above the right heel. A little bit of pressure down through the right hand and guiding yourself into your twist. Now it's really nice sort of imagining from your tailbone up to the back of your neck, spiraling up, and then eventually the chin sort of follows. Now press down firmly through that left hand. Give yourself 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. And if you need to bring the knee back a little bit, that's fine as well. Make sure you're comfortable. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhaling. Now, we're going to take 1 more, and I'm giving the option to reach up. You could take a bind. If it's not available for your shoulder, you could take a half bind, place the hand on the left hip, or we could reach up and take a deep breath in. Open your chest. Inhale. Exhale, coming all the way back down. I'm going to step back and sink back through, just resetting. We're going to inhale, come back up, extend the left leg, and exhale, step through now. Left hand to left knee. We're just going to bring the hips back. Just sort of find the weight in that front foot. Come forward. Now start to press down into the right hand. Lift the left shoulder. Come up into your twist here. So here we are. Once again, not falling into the lower back. There's a little bit of a tucking of the tailbone here. And you'll really feel that opening in the hip as you tuck the tailbone under. We've got 3 breaths. If you feel uncomfortable or sort of overexerted in your posture, make adjustments now. You can even have your hand on a block. Exhale. Remember, we're inhale lengthening. And the exhale helps us sort of guide further into our twist. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now we're going to go all the way. So you might be taking a bind here, or you might be reaching up. We'll take a deep breath in. And we're going to exhale, lower back down. Get that block out of the way if you have one there. Slide that left foot back and sinking straight down over the heels here. Take a deep breath in. We've got 3 breaths here back in our balasana. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Perfect. Inhale. Exhaling. We're going to come back up onto hands and knees now. We're going to extend the right leg once more. We're going to exhale, step through with this right foot again. And then we're going to tuck the tailbone, lift up, and we're in our low lunge here. So I'm bringing my hands to my hips. And then because we've sort of built into it, what we're going to do is actually slide this left hand forward. Slide this left hand forward out over that left knee, and place the left elbow down onto the left elbow down onto the right knee. And this is guiding me into a twist. Now I'm in a more sort of upright, active version of the twist now. You can take this as far as you like, so you can actually bring yourself all the way over if you wanted to. You could come all the way down, but you may not want to. We might just stay here, and that's plenty. If you wanted to play with bringing your hands to heart center, that would be cool as well. And then you would sort of bring your solar plexus towards the chest. That's quite nice. Otherwise, we might be here, and you might just look like this, and that's fine as well. Try not to look like this too much. Try to be engaged. Play around, find your variation. Let's take 3 breaths. Inhale. What we're looking for is more, the full expression of the posture for now would be both hands at heart center. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. And then we're going to come back up to a neutral position. So using the inhale to spiral back into a neutral position here, shoulders facing the front of the mat, we might sweep up. Just really express the posture here. Exhale, fold forward. Slide back. And sink down. Let's start on the other side here. Inhale, coming back up, extending the left leg. Exhale, stepping through. Remember, being careful as you lift yourself up, not lifting the chest, we're lifting the abdomen first. Here we are. Find your posture, find your balance in that front foot. This right elbow is going to come over to the left knee. I actually got it right this time, thank God. It could be the wrist, and that's cool as well. Remember, we're just taking it in the stages. We're moving from where we are, not falling into the lower back. Now, we can have the hand on the hip. You could take a sort of a half bind here, whatever's working. If you want to go all the way, you would bend this right arm and bring hands to heart center. And you can't see, but I'm doing prayer position here. I might just put my left hand on my right hip there and take a half bind, just for example. This is really nice for opening that left shoulder. You can start to put a bit of weight through this left knee. Let's take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling now. Last one, inhale. Exhale, release that left hip. Left hand from left hip. Use the inhale to guide you back up into a neutral position. Same breath, we're flowing, we reach up and fold forward. Sliding back, sinking back down here. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. And we're going to come up onto hands and knees. We're going to walk our hands back towards our knees now, press into the heels, lift up onto the feet, and maybe just walk your feet forward. Perfect. I'll spin around so you can see. I'm going to bring my feet out really nice and wide here, looking for lower back release. There's no perfect symmetry here or no perfect setup or alignment, but we just want to reduce tension in the lower back here. So if there's a bend in the knees, the feet aren't collapsing in, and all I'm doing is just bringing hands to elbows, and I'm just rocking myself from side to side. And that's so nice. Getting this really nice length out over the lower back, this really nice release all the way up the back of the thighs, down over the spine here. Definitely back of the neck. It's just chilled. It's just falling away from the ears. Find your breath, guys. Don't overcomplicate things. And your movements might be really small. They might be really dramatic. You might be really swaying into it either way. And then we're going to come back to a neutral position now. Let the hands fall. Bend the knees a lot. Let yourself fully spill in. You can even walk the feet out a little bit wider if you like. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Inhale. Long exhale. Let yourself fully fall away from your hips. Then we might just start to walk the hands towards the front of the mat. The toes will kind of follow. And we're here. Bring the right knee down to the mat. and we'll sink back down over the heels. Now I'm going to tuck the toes under, and as I sink back down to the heels, I'm just going to bring the weight up over my hips, press the pubic bone forward and lift. Now from here we're doing same again, Ustrasana or Ustrasana variation here, but what we're actually going to do is bind the fingertips together. Here's the option to bind the fingertips together, or take the full variation, which would be reaching for the heels. Or not, we can just stay here, or you might just be stacked like this and lifting the chest. But we have the option here for 3 breaths. You can play with bringing one hand to the heel, or even reaching, but don't turn it into a twist too much. Maybe you just play with bringing the hands away from the tailbone and just supporting yourself with the front body. That might be plenty. Try not to sort of overbear or collapse into the shoulders by drawing them too far in towards the spine either. Either way, we're here for 3 breaths. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Use the inhale wherever you are. You might be here, you might be here, to come back up to a neutral position. Slide the hands down, back onto hands and knees, or bringing the knees towards the wrists, and coming back into a neutral position here. A neutral position, a reclining position. I've got to stop saying neutral position. Lift the chest, deep breath in. You should feel really nice release all the way up the spine here. Fingers facing towards the heels. We're going to lower back down. A few little pops and clicks there. Brilliant. And from here, lower back release. Let's bring the knees in towards the body. Do some oscillations with the knees. And then we'll come back in opposite directions here. Draw the knees in towards your body. Gently rock from side to side. Are you in your breath? Are you still in your body? Has your mind wandered? Or if so, let's just make our way back into this little space we've created. And take a deep breath in. Release the hands, take a long exhale here. Extend your legs away from your body. Savasana. Let yourself melt in. Feel the air on your skin. Feel the light on your skin. Feel the warmth of your body. Feel the warmth of your blood, of your muscles. Notice yourself as a whole. Conscious being just laying here. Not as a thinking head, but as a conscious entity. Sensing and feeling and noticing. And take a deep breath in now. And a long exhale. Make our way up onto hands and make our way up into a seated position. finishing our practice by just taking a moment of stillness. Once again, check into everything around you, check into everything that's happening, maybe the small sounds, maybe the pulse of your heart. Maybe the smell of the air. Maybe the sensation of your fingertips touching one another. Let's just be in stillness for a moment. Be in your body, in the present. We'll take a deep breath in. Namaste.